Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tabitha. If you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe for more videos. Please subscribe for more videos. So today we are going to talk about Quebec Pension Plan Contribution. We have already talked about Canadian Pension Plan Contribution, which only apply to all other provinces except Quebec. So Quebec Pension Plan is a little bit different because they use a different rate of pension plan. So let's see how we can do this. So I'm going to give you one example to show you how you can calculate Quebec Pension Plan contribution. So in this one, we are going to use it. With the overtime example. So if you look at this one, we are talking about Tong Han 2,200 in salary and 175 in overtime on the biweekly pay. So the important part here is the overtime and the biweekly pay. Her employer located in Montreal is making both payment on the same check. So this example is going to give us how we can calculate the Quebec pension plan with overtime. So if you include the overtime in the money that you earn that biweekly, or you keep it separate, that's the Quebec pension plan contribution apply to the overtime one. So this is the question that you want to answer. So now let's look at the example and how we can calculate that. So if you look at this, we will talk about the gross pensionable taxable income, like the way we already talked about it when we were calculating the CPP. So for you to get the gross pensionable taxable income here, you will take your salary plus the overtime. And that's what we only going to be working with, because we have not been told that he got the allowances. We have not been told that he got the cash benefit, cash taxable benefit, or we have not been told that they have something that is called non-cash taxable benefit. So we're only going to work with the salary plus the overtime, and we are adding the overtime to this amount that they earned because they are going to be paid on the same paycheck. So the total amount that we are going to work with is $2,375. So now let's look at how we can now calculate the QPP, which is the Canadian Pension Plan Contribution. So we'll take like the all gross pensionable income, which is also called taxable income, minus the pay period exemption. And then from there, you can now multiply it with the annual QPP rate. So it's just a straightforward kind of example like the one that we already did with the CPP. So now we take the gross pensionable or taxable income minus 1,340, no, minus 134.61. This amount you get by getting the basic exemption a year divided by the biweekly pay period, right? So that biweekly pay period is 26 a year. So when you divide that, you get this amount, which is 134. When you take that amount, subtract it from here, and then multiply with 0.057, which is the Quebec annual rate, it will give you this amount. So after you make this calculation, you get that times the 0.057. So the QPP that you will remove from your paycheck, that biweekly will be 127.70. This looked like more higher than the CPP that we were doing at the beginning. So now let's do more example. What about if the overtime payment is paid on a separate paycheck? What make the difference? So here there will be no exemption. Like the exemption is not going to be applied because the exemption is supposed to be applied only one time, and the exemption has already been applied in the regular earning that you have already been paid. So this amount they had forgot to give you, but now they are paying you on a separate paycheck. This amount is also still going to be subjected to the QPP or CPP contribution, but you're not going to subtract the exemption from this. So if you miss this concept of not subtracting the exemption, and then you will get a wrong answer. So here we will look at the example that Deng Smith paying his overtime earning of 843 and 40.43. As the biweekly salary has already been paid, the pay period exemption was applied to that payment. So it was applied on the biweekly payment. So the company is issuing a separate paycheck for the overtime and will not apply the exemption when calculating the CPP. So this CPP is applying on this 843. So this, because we are like doing the CPP, it means like this employee is outside Quebec, and we are doing the example of someone who is receiving overtime money on a separate paycheck. So let's see how that one goes. So now you will take the CPP will give you a gross pensionable or taxable income times the annual rate. In this case, we are not going to apply the exemption, and that's what make the difference. If that overtime is paid together with your regular payment, and then you add it together and then subtract the exemption before you apply the annual rate. But here that amount of 843.43 is being paid on a separate paycheck. So you do not need to put the basic exemption. So you take that times 0.0525 and you get 44.28. So that is that become like the CPP that they will apply on this amount, the overtime amount. So you still have to pay CPP contribution, even if it's overtime amount. It's the only thing that they are not going to subtract the exemption from it if it's paid on a separate paycheck. So this sum it up for today, and I hope you understand how to calculate the QPP contribution paid with from the earning paid with the overtime, or how you can calculate the CPP when the overtime is paid separately. So the key point here, when the overtime is paid separately, and then you do not apply the basic yearly exemption. So the correct answer would be 44.28. And this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please thumb up and comment and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you next time.